Hey, Russell fans. You're listening to the Wednesday Night War podcast, episode 62, Death Rhombus. What's up, Warheads? Wednesday Night War podcast, episode 62. I'm DJ. I'm here in my home, recording this into a microphone. Brett, how are you, pal?
Hey, man, you're far away.
You are not in my home.
I'm not in your home. I'm at my home.
Yes, it wasn't quite Snowmageddon. Like we were promised.
It certainly wasn't, considering last night when I went to sleep, they're like, oh, expect, granted, I went to sleep like 2 a.m. But they're like, yeah, expect a total of like 18 to 24 where I live.
Right.
And you live at a much higher peak than I do.
It's true.
And I woke up and I'm I got up to like 6 a.m. and I looked outside and I went, hey, this is done already.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. And it's only like 10 inches,
yeah.
But,
people are going to be concerned that you only slept for 4 hours.
I mean, is it a surprise by now?
I mean, not to me. But
I don't sleep.
Was there New Japan on?
No.
You just don't sleep. All right.
I just don't sleep. You know this,
That's
man.
That's true. That is true.
I'm 31 years old and it ain't getting any better.
Well, I live on a high peak and you've already peaked, so it works.
See, listen, I haven't begun to peak. All right.
That's
I'm
true.
a 5-star man.
You are. You're a 5-tool man as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What's up, dude?
Not much, pal. Hanging out. Shoveled some snow.
Yeah. I did that too. And the main reason why we're not hanging out tonight, roads are fine, but my neighbors suck ass and they would have stole my parking spot. So I made the executive decision to, hey, I'm not going to get into shouting matches over parking spots.
So excuse the regular, the pristine quality of our audio regularly, if I can call it that. Excuse this Skype call. It's enough to get us through. I'll clean up what I can. But it's what we got to do. We were prepared to do this anyway because I was supposed to get 24 inches of snow. I got 14. Which is still a good amount.
I was gonna say it's not like it was a dusting,
right? No,
I mean there's a lot of goddamn.
No, yeah, it's a gigantic pain in the ass to shovel, absolutely. But I'm cleared out, I'm plowed out, so next week we'll be back to normal. So if this is your first show listening to us, thanks for listening. I'm assuming you found us through pwponderings.com, and we promise we'll be back to our regular soundboard. In-person selves next week.
What was like when we used to record over Skype during, what was it, Code Red or whatever that shit was earlier this year?
Yeah, when we were for COVID, when we were shut down in Red and nobody could travel, and we were all
we're taking it back to the Code Red days.
Right. Yes, not the Mountain Dew Code Red.
I'm real mad because I don't have a Code Red.
Not the Amazing Red finishing move, the Code Red.
I'm going to go Code Red Soda over Code Red Finisher.
Okay. All right. I tend to agree with you.
I haven't had a Code Red in a real long time.
No, me either.
And now I know what I'm going to get at the supermarket tomorrow.
I just realized that COVID has robbed me of sodas. I've been drinking water primarily for a long time now.
I mean, same.
But the old late night driving, you know,
yeah,
we were road tripping fools at one point. Little Code Red and some Misfits, and I'm good to go on a road trip.
Oh man!
And I haven't had that at all.
So we need to break open some Code Reds.
Right. I just realized that COVID, of all the things you've robbed me of, COVID, the Mountain Dew enjoyment is number one on. No, it's not number one on the list, but
no, it's not even top 20.
It's real low, but I'm still mad about it.
It's your right to be.
That's
you can be mad at whatever you want to be mad at.
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk real quick.
A little bit of news.
Yeah.
A little bit of news that, dare I say, we broke. to the
I
internet
don't know if we
world.
did. I don't know if we did that.
The part of it we did.
Okay, if
But
you say so.
Go ahead.
You can take that credit.
All right, I will. I will gladly.
Yeah, AEW announced earlier this week. Well, a picture came out where somebody leaked it, where they had all of Series 3 already on card and everything.
Yeah.
Which was kind of shocking.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy Padower for Jazzwares, he does the AEW figures, said that this week's Series 3 images are coming out. Ringside Collectibles, they put up a back order for Series 2 because it's been absolutely insanely hard to try to find those figures. I think it was just today somebody put up some images of them in Walmarts.
Wow.
Like they just popped today.
Yeah.
I've been sitting on a John Moxley figure for like a month and a half now.
Not literally.
I pre-ordered it when it. Well, I mean, you know, I've had it for like a month and a half now because I pre-ordered it when it first went up, and that's the only one I wanted from that Wave 2. But Wave 3 got announced. It got leaked a while ago.
Yeah.
Padower kind of announced 3 people that were going to be in it, but then some others got leaked as well.
I saw some people online not even know that Series 2 had dropped. That's how poor distribution was.
Oh, the distribution's terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, where we live in beautiful northeastern Pennsylvania,
we
don't see. I've never seen an AEW figure in stores. I barely ever even see an Elite in stores. Yeah. So I barely even see a Basic in stores.
It's real difficult to catch me in a Walmart. But I'll cruise past a Target just to see what they got, and all they ever have is the blue shorty tights Finn Balor Basic and 20 of them. So
you should buy them.
No, I'm good.
You could, but then you could have given them for Toys for Tots. Wow. You're a regular Scrooge.
I will donate good toys to Toys for Tots. Not the basic Finn Balor that is not anatomically correct.
That's for sure. But Wave 3, they officially put up the images. First of all, obviously, the biggest one in our group of friends.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy.
The biggest one out of the line, not just our group of friends.
For sure.
The teaser for it that Padower put out was very awkward. It was a very veiny hand going into a very rubbery pocket. And I was like, what is, oh, okay, I get it now. Unsettling though. I don't know why an action figure needs to be that vascular in the hands. But it was.
Yeah, but Orange Cassidy officially headlining the group.
Absolutely. He's the best.
So I'm going to talk about the ones that I like. Okay. First of all, the figure looks incredible. I pre-ordered. You pre-ordered.
Yep.
The boys over at Odds pre-ordered.
They did.
I think friend of the show Jenna pre-ordered.
Indeed.
You know, pretty much everybody should have pre-ordered the Max 2 that you could pre-order.
First one to sell out.
I was just about to say first one to sell out.
In about 3
now
hours.
They're on back order for a while.
Yeah.
So
they put them back
good
up.
Luck getting them.
Yeah, they put them back up for to be available for February. Shortly after they sold out, because they said available early January. We all got our pre-orders in. The news that at Wednesday Warpod on Twitter broke that it was sold out. Shortly thereafter, they put it up and it said available early February. So I don't know if they're doing a second production run because of the demand, but that's what they're doing.
They usually do that, but I think because of how bad the distribution's been on the first 2 series, people knew, okay, go to Ringside. You gotta get them this way.
Right.
Ringside gets them before stores do. I think they pay extra too, so go for it.
Right, and OC is the best looking one in this line.
For sure.
To steal a turn of phrase, the most toyetic. He's got the jacket, he's got the shirt with his own face on it, he's got the sunglasses, he's got pockets that work, he's got the half thumbs up hand, some interchangeable hands. It's the best one.
Oh, absolutely. Darby Allin also got announced. I pre-ordered the Darby Allin as well because I'm a big fan of Darby.
Yeah.
I thought his looked really cool. He's going to have a chase version too.
Yes.
Which that caused a bunch of comments this week about who gets chases and who doesn't.
Sure.
And what they do with those chases as gifts.
Right.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
Also announced.
That's a major problem, if you ask me.
They put up Pac, or what it was supposed to be, Pac.
I was trying to figure out what the head scan of Pac looked like, and I don't know.
It was so bad.
And he has interchangeable heads where the other head has like his hair in his face, and I was like, oh well, at least you can use that one because his hair's in his face, but that one looks equally as bad.
Yeah, the hair's like going down to his chin.
Yeah.
That's a real bad figure.
Yeah, so it sucks to say that because people are excited. People are obviously going to be buying them and they're happy for them and they like them. You and I are fledgling figureheads, if you will. We're very particular about the things we collect. We are not a get everything.
I don't buy a whole series just to get it.
Right. Some in this series didn't look great, and there was with Series 2 some fiasco with Rey Fenix not having a face on the figures. So it's interesting, that some of them have looked really good and some of them haven't. Maybe it's availability for people to get 3D scanned. I don't know.
I don't know. If you can't get the scans, don't put the figures out. That's right. What I'm saying.
I agree.
And I even told you I was going to order a pack.
Yeah.
I wanted one, but when I saw it, I went, never mind.
Right.
I'm good on that.
Yeah.
Also, they put out Young Bucks again for the second time.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what. So I was listening to the Major podcast today, and they kind of made a good point.
Okay.
The first figures that were put out for them kind of wasn't a good representation of them.
Okay. Hairlines were too good, or
they were kind of in that like Elvis-y gear that they wore at the one show or whatever.
Right.
This one, it's like, okay, the fringe pants or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it looks a lot more like them.
Sure.
And you know what? Like, honestly, I don't think they have control over who's coming out when for toy lines. Somebody does in that company. I don't think it's them.
Yeah.
But they looked kind of rough too.
So the problem is that they pick some of the stupid faces that they make all the time to put on the action figure. So of course they look rough. I thought they looked fine because I think those two goons look like gargoyles anyway.
And then the last one that they announced is Riho.
Yeah, this one's rough.
If you remember who Riho is, she was the first AEW Women's Champion.
Right.
They put out two versions of her. The Chase version actually kind of looks good.
Right. She looks a lot more like her. Like the regular version has like a big old open mouth smile that just throws off the proportions of the face really bad. Whereas the Chase, she's got her little like smirk, and it looks much better. I don't see the purpose of the Chase of this. I don't think there's too much of a difference between the figures other than smile or not smile. They just shifted some of the pink on the gear. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to talk about. Like, so the first series had the Chase Jericho and the Chase Cody. I get it; it's different gear.
Mm-hmm.
Second series had the Chase MJF with different gear. The Chase Matsu just comes with an inner circle shirt and a wine bottle or whatever it is, champagne
bottle, yeah.
From like one segment ever. So even that, I'm like, oh, okay, I can get down with that.
Right.
This one though, so Darby's Chase, it was like a match I think he had with Cody. It's different paint.
Yeah, he's got the half champ body paint.
Yeah, like again, that's
different.
Cool.
Big difference.
Different jacket.
Right.
Everything. I can roll with that.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm like, oh, this is just like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to have two Chases every series. Just
no.
There's no reason for it.
Yeah. Or pick somebody better. I get Rio's your first champ. I get it. I get why you want her in the line. Your first women's champ. I would have, and we talked about this, and not that we have any pull whatsoever. I would have rather seen that be a 2-pack commemorating the first women's championship match and have it be Rio and Nyla.
Sure. I mean, it sucks because it's so long ago already.
Right.
I mean, you could even put out a Sheeta. Right. I don't know, something different.
Right. And that's the thing, they put Rio out because she's the first champ. So commemorate the match and give us two figures you're going to want one figure you're going to want in Nyla. And then the Rio will just come along. And then it makes something special. You know, the old Hasbro lines would have the tag team in it, so you can still make it, a little nostalgia for a 2-pack kind of thing. I think they did a 2-pack for the Bucks, didn't they, the first time around?
No.
No? I guess you just order just them together. I did see that on Ringside. You can order just the 2 Bucks as one.
Yeah, and they do that, which is smart. You
Yeah.
know? I think like it saves you a couple bucks.
Right.
I know they did the same with the Lucha Brothers for the Series 2,
Right.
so
and
smart on them.
I would rather see, even with the Young Bucks thing, I get it. Maybe they should have just represented them better the first time around and given us another tag team because, SCU were your first tag champs. Best friends are out there with OC. That would have been a cool little two guys to have in this line. Butcher and Blade better get a figure in the next line.
Yes, they should. Oh, they goddamn better.
FTR. They
Eddie Kingston.
Well, Eddie. I was saving that for last, but of course, hashtag get Eddie Kingston figure in the next AEW Unrivaled toy line. I don't know what Joe's hashtag is.
You know what? That was
close.
Good enough. That was better than I would have done.
There you go. But so they're out there. The OC's great. I don't know. Is there anything else to talk about these figures? Did I cut you off?
No, I think that.
Right.
No. You're good. I was just going to say, everybody go to Ringside Collectibles and order every Orange Cassidy figure that you possibly can.
They were limited to 2, or I would have bought more.
Which is smart. Thank God.
Very smart, because people like me would have been jerks. Go sell them out again. Sell them out forever.
Yeah. Keep buying Orange Cassidy's figure. Once a month, do it. Buy 2 every month.
Buy 2 every month until they're out. Absolutely. And then after they're out, buy another 2 every month. Just do it.
See, I like the way you think, sir.
What are you gonna do with them? Give them the kids. Say this is your new favorite wrestler. You like wrestling? And when they say no, be like, well, now you do. Here's your new favorite wrestler.
Every child should own an Orange Cassidy action figure. That should be our goal.
It's true. I'm gonna have a kid just to give that kid my second Orange Cassidy action figure.
I mean, don't go that hard.
No, it's medically impossible. All right.
Jesus Christ. We're getting personal. All right. Let's talk about Impact. We're going to talk very briefly about Impact. Again, I don't know how much of their shows are taped. So last Saturday, I watched the special that they had on.
Because you're a better man than I am.
Well, so last Saturday, you know what? Let's do this. So last Saturday, at one point, I had 3 wrestling shows going at the same time. Because you're a better man
than I, yeah.
I had one on my TV, one on my laptop, and one on my phone because I'm insane.
Yeah.
But TNA had final countdown?
I don't know.
No, Final Resolution.
Okay.
That's the name of it. I was thinking of the Europe song.
Yes.
First, I mean, it just wasn't very good.
Yeah.
There was really nothing with Omega at all. Not at all. That same night, AAA had their Triple Mania.
Right.
Where Kenny is, and I'm not up on my lucha, so I apologize. But he holds a belt there. I don't know what belt, and I sound very ignorant for not knowing, which is okay.
He's a AAA champ in some degree or another, and from what I understand,
like the Mega Champ or something.
From what I understand, they don't care about it, so that's why he's able to have it and never really do anything with it, because they just like to say that he has it. They're not actually interested in having it much on the show. I could be completely wrong. It's just sort of what I picked up from seeing people tweet and post things on the internet about Kenny and AAA.
Okay. Well,
I also know that Leo Rush wrestled as a knockoff Spider-Man.
Well, they had a whole match like that where it was all Marvel characters.
Yes, that was.
I actually almost texted you back, hey, maybe you would like this.
Marvel tweeted about it and it was officially sanctioned, I guess. So.
Well, yeah, there's rumors that I guess it's going to be like a toy line.
Yeah.
Too.
All right. Well, that's fine.
Because Brian Cage was oh my God, who was he? Because I know Leo Rush was Spider-Man.
Okay.
They had Venom.
Okay.
They had Captain America.
Okay.
And then they had why can't I think, dude?
Incredible
I'm such
Hulk.
an asshole right now. No, no. Dude, I'm really fucking up on my comic books right now.
Oh my God.
Snappy with the snappy finger guy with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, Thanos.
That's. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Listen, man, I'm fried.
I'm certainly not judging you.
No,
completely
not at all.
right now.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for being a better man than I am.
You got no. I absolutely 100% not judging you at all for messing up like my only other favorite thing in the world. Yeah, no judgment whatsoever from me. Guaranteed.
Listen, man, it was slipping my brain.
Oh, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
But he was as Thanos.
Okay.
I don't know who won that match though, because I was
I'm pretty
back and forth with everything.
I would hope that the good guys won. I hope Thanos didn't prevail. But
I mean,
whatever.
It's true. But Kenny defended his belt against Laredo Kid.
Okay.
Which I've seen a little bit of Laredo Kid before. Oh, and how could I forget? Earlier in the night, the Lucha Brothers wrestled as well.
Oh wow, lots of people.
Yeah, Lucha Brothers, I believe they hold the tag titles there.
Okay.
They were in like a three-way tag. I don't know who they were against. I know one of them was the old Sin Cara, Mystico.
Yeah, Mystico. Yeah, I think he's a different name now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely going by a different name. I just don't remember who else was there though. But they retained their belts. Pentagon definitely hurt because he barely wrestled.
Yeah.
And then, Kenny defended against Laredo Kid. Michael Nakazawa was with Kenny. This match was sick.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I'm not even going to lie. It was so good. Kenny won. He hit the one winged angel off the second rope, and it looked gross.
Okay.
If you want to get your eyes on it, go check it out. I think the show's still up on YouTube because they aired it on YouTube, which I thought was real cool. It was for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, match was awesome.
All right.
And then the end was just like two old luchadors, which I don't remember their names. I think one was called Chess Man. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
He looked like Mexican NWO Wolfpack Sting.
I saw a picture of these two guys because they apparently had a death match. Yeah.
Yeah, and Hugo Savinovich got El Kabonged with a guitar and bladed.
All right.
So, like I said, I'm not super up on my lucha.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm not a poser or anything. I'll admit it. But from what I saw, Triple Mania was pretty fun.
All right.
I don't know if I'll be watching it more because I just don't have time in life.
Right.
And then I was kind of watching New Japan Super J Cup stuff.
Okay. I had a wrestling show on my TV over the weekend as well. It was ECW's The Night the Line Was Crossed. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at. That's where you're at.
Yeah. So
you're watching three new things, and I'm watching something from 25 years ago.
Well, hey, you could be the old fuddy-duddy. That's all right. Somebody has to contribute something to the show.
It is certainly what I
am. So yeah, all that shit happened. But on Impact's Final Resolution, nothing really happened.
No.
With Kenny. Last night.
Yes,
wasn't last night. 2 nights ago
Tuesday
on Impact.
Night. Yes.
I don't know what. Dude, today I thought it was Wednesday for some reason.
Yeah, you're a disaster.
I really am. That's an understatement. On Tuesday on Impact, there was some flashes with Kenny in the bus with Callis, and then Kenny in the bus with Machine Gun, where, Machine Gun was going to confront Sabin for what he said. Sabin was talking shit about him. And Callis was like, oh, he'll go take care of it. And Kenny was like, no, you know what? I'm getting kind of pissed. And he referred to Rich Swann as Rich the Bitch, which made me giggle. Okay. And then at the end of the show, main event, Anderson beat Sabin. Rich Swann went and confronted Anderson. He confronted him in the back. And the Motor City Machine Guns confronted Anderson in the back. And then Gallows came out of nowhere, the return of Doc Gallows.
Why was Gallows out?
I think there was like an angle where he got taken out by Ethan Page.
Oh, okay.
But I think he might have been legit hurt. I don't know.
Okay.
Again, I kind of lulled on Impact a bit.
Sure.
But then Rich Swann joins in and Kenny hits him with a mop wet floor sign.
Yeah.
And they start beating the shit out of 3. Kenny looks in the camera, said, all right, you people wanted it, you got it. Next TNA pay-per-view, I think it's called Hard to Kill, which, LOL.
Okay.
It's going to be Omega
Yeah.
And the Good Brothers going up against Rich Swann and the Motor City Machine Guns. That's official. I believe it's January 16th.
Yeah, and that should be a good match. Just to take a step back, Impact calling their pay-per-view Hard to Kill would be like if Vince McMahon called the pay-per-view We Mistreat Our Employees.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch another Impact special they're doing too.
Yeah.
I think it's like the 9th. It's called Genesis or something.
Okay.
So if I'm home, I'll watch it.
Do they put these up for free? Or are you an Impact Plus member?
I don't know. I am not an Impact Plus subscriber.
Oh.
I'm already subscribed to too many wrestling things.
Okay.
But this one was like just up for free on their website on Saturday, so I said,
it's because they messed it up so bad they put it up for free. Yeah.
Hey, that's I'll watch it. Why not? Wasn't real good, but
well. So yeah,
I will say Rich Swann, Chris Bay was pretty good. Okay. Go on.
A little just side note. Last week when they did the waiting for Kenny's promo at the end of the show, they topped out about 52,000 watchers on Twitch, and this week they topped out at about 14,000 watchers on Twitch. So.
Yeah.
It's still a bump. They still are doing much better than they did, but they did not do anything, which sort of we predicted and everybody else predicted. They didn't do enough to keep the long-term viewer. I think everybody tuned in the first week, saw that Kenny was just doing a pre-tape that they tried to pretend wasn't a pre-tape. Then this week they did a bunch of pre-tapes that they just spliced into the rest of the live show to make it seem like not a pre-tape because it was 100% pre-taped.
Well, sure.
And
I think the whole show's taped still.
Right. And I think people weren't that interested. Figure they could just pick everything up off social media and they'll tune in once something actually happens. So I'm sure the viewership will go up for this match. But I think people just bet on them not having a match this week, so they can just roll with not watching it and just picking up what they can later.
Yeah, it makes sense. And one thing I do not want to overlook. We had another Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone commercial.
Oh, we did, right. Yes.
For AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone is a god.
He's killing it.
What was that line that he said during this? I thought it was so funny. Or no, maybe he said it during Dynamite where he's like, oh, good, we increased our viewers from 1 to 6.
He says that during Dynamite, he says, during like Kenny's promo, or when Callis comes out, we'll talk about it later. He tries to steal the mic from Tony, and Tony says, "Good job, guys! You increased Impact's ratings from 1 viewer to 6." Hilarious. Tony's killing it.
I love Tony Schiavone so much. Yeah. He's the best.
He's having fun. He's continuing to have fun, which makes his content better.
I agree. I totally agree with you.
He is the antithesis to JR, who is not having fun and who is arguably making the content worse.
Oh, good old JR. Yikes.
Mauro Ranallo leaving wrestling and no longer being on NXT is the worst thing to ever happen to JR.
Holy shit. There's some heavy words, my man.
He's now who we have to focus on for being the worst commentator on TV until you watch Impact and see Josh Matthews. But
that's very true.
But like JR is so glaringly bad and also apparently a giant asshole. But we're going to talk about that. But let's get into Dynamite. Let's get rock and rolling through these shows.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So we're kicking Dynamite off. Match number 1, the Hangman and Adam Page with his teammates Alex Reynolds and John Silver, the Beaver Boys themselves, going up against Matt Hardy.
Hold on. They have a team name.
What's their team? Oh yeah, what's their team name?
The Good, the Bad, and the Hungy.
Ay. Going up against Matt Hardy and the Private Party. The entrance for Hangman.
Excuse me, they have a team name.
Oh, I don't care about Matt Hardy. What's their team name?
The Hardy Party.
Well, very, very innovative.
Mm-hmm.
Hangman Page, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds rule. They rule so much ass.
They do.
They rule a lot more ass than Warhorse, that's for sure.
Wow.
John Silver getting
on our IWTV sponsorship.
Oh, sorry, Gerald. John Silver rides Adam Page like a horse, and it made me so happy. They come out with their cowboy hats, their purple bandanas, their chaps. They're such a good pairing. I say all this, and I'm very happy about it. And then Matt Hardy and Private Party won.
Yes. So Hangman, I think, is still continuing to get better in the ring. And I was like, oh man, Hangman, he was in that big program with Kenny that they kind of paid off, but never bothered to. Like, he should have ascended to the main event, but instead he's in one of like 19 Dark Order programs. And he looks great in this match. He does some cool stuff, and then they still put Matt Hardy over. Because they still feel like that's the thing they want to do is work with Matt Hardy. I don't get it, but
dude, like somebody pointed out on Twitter, like look at Hangman Page now,
yeah,
and look at him a few years ago when he was the Bullet Club Fall Guy.
Right.
Like that guy has gotten so much better.
He really has, and Matt Hardy's gotten worse. I don't understand, and maybe I'm wrong. Again, I'll take emails on this. WednesdayNightWarPod@gmail.com. Is Matt Hardy putting asses in seats? Is he selling tickets? Are people tuning in to AEW to watch Matt Hardy go over their young talent with the Private Party, and then also start a feud with the Private Party at the end of this match? Is this what people want to see? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm certainly not into it.
Do you owe Matt Hardy something? Is there a match quota on his contract that you have to use him no matter what, or you have to pay him whether he wrestles or not? So they're like, well, we might as well let him wrestle. We might as well, just turn down the ring mic so you don't hear his knees creak while he's working.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Matt Hardy at this point. I don't get it. I know. I don't know if people are still thinking he's riding the wave of that momentum from the deletion stuff years ago in Impact, but ain't doing it for me, dog.
To me, he's burned through any sort of good faith he managed to muster with those things. And I am now actively pissed off when I see him on TV. Like, it's gone from, that's cool, Matt Hardy's here, this was funny, whatever, to, all right, maybe Matt Hardy, I'm a little scared for his health, maybe they should, talk to him and, give him a lesser role, convince him to pack it in, use his brain for backstage stuff as an agent, but not in the ring. And now I'm just actively pissed off and like, just get him off my TV, get him away from any of this young talent. He's just going to hurt them or hurt himself. And he doesn't look good and he's not entertaining. I don't care.
Damn, brah.
They did it. I didn't do it. They did it. They did it to me.
We go backstage. MJF has his plaque from the New York Times for one of his best performances of 2020. It only says his name. It does not say Chris Jericho's name from their dinner dance thing. What the hell was it called?
The Dinner Debonair?
Oh, that's what it was.
Was this a real award he was given?
Yeah, like the New York Times legit recognized him for it.
I'm sorry. I just have to, maybe you can't answer this question, but is the New York Times not a legit newspaper?
I mean, I don't read the newspaper, let's be honest, so I have no idea.
Okay, because, why the hell are they covering this? But okay.
I think it was just like an entertainment. I mean, I'm sure they have an entertainment section. And that was part of it, where it was like one of the best performances of the year that people thought. And of course, Jericho's salty because his name's not on there.
Yeah.
And he's the one who came up with it. And MJF says, I know what people have been saying online and claiming I'm better than you, but I see through it. You're my mentor, my best friend, the GOAT, all this. And Jericho's just like, yeah, great, and gives like a bullshit fake smile.
I swear, I'm not as salty as this is going to sound, or the Matt Hardy segment is going to sound. But only in the year that 2020 is, could MJF win some sort of Entertainer of the Year award from a newspaper.
So let me make sure real quick, because I'm pretty sure it's legit.
I believe you. I know, I 100% believe you. I'm just saying 2020 is that ridiculous that they're like most entertaining things of the year. MJF in a thing. Congratulations.
Yeah, it got a New York Times nod for one of the best performances of the year.
Okay.
That's wild.
It's only because performances were outlawed.
That's very true. We come back from commercial, and there's like a weird vignette with Cody and Brandy.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a baby.
Yep.
Congrats. I'll be nice and I'll just say congratulations.
I tweeted it out. Congratulations, 100%. You're gonna have a kid that you're very happy. Great news for you guys. I do not want to rain on your parade in any capacity on that level. But by doing this, they gave me something to celebrate. So, thank you for that. Very happy. But also from a show standpoint, Cody needs to have the biggest thing on the show. So this is just him trying to steal all the heat from the rest of the show again.
Well, of course it is, because it's just who he is.
Right. But I will gladly trade that in for 9 months of peace.
Haven't we been through enough this year?
I agree.
Match number 2.
2021's already looking better.
Cody Rhodes going up against Angelico. This thing goes a little less than 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes gets the win. It was okay, I thought.
It's a perfect 3-star match.
Nothing really to write home about.
No, Angelico did some cool stuff. Cody was there. Whatever.
Yeah. Agreed. It's very, very skippable.
Right.
Out comes Taz with Taz's Maniacs.
Yep.
He's got the whole damn crew. And congratulates Cody on the win. And congratulates him on the daddy shit.
What are the odds
I'm
sorry, what are the odds that, like, Taz or one of Taz's Maniacs, pushes Brandy off an apron or something in the next, week or two to completely write her off TV and get Cody really mad at them? Like, they're gonna do that, right?
So here's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I want to go to the joyous year, and I believe it was this year, because it's the greatest year in the history of professional wrestling that one company could have. WCW 2000.
Okay.
When Stacy Keibler was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know who the father was. I wanted them to run an angle where Ricky Starks claims that he might be the father because his nickname on the Indies was the Stroke Daddy.
Okay.
So I wanted this to happen, and I wanted it. Not Stacy Keibler, Jesus Christ. I mean, granted, Stacy Keibler on television wouldn't say no.
Right.
I wanted Brandy Rhodes to have a sit-down interview with Iron Mike Tenay, where he asked her the hard-hitting questions.
About Lucha Libre and the Mexican Luchador?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Did you ever see this?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I was going to say, dude. Oh, boy, do I have something to show you.
I watched WCW till the end, pal, so.
That's why you're my best pal.
Yeah.
And I wanted him to ask her the hard-hitting questions, and I wanted him to say, hell, if I wasn't a married man, I thought I'd take a pass at you as well. Get Mike Tenay back on my television, damn it.
Why not? If the boys from Final Wrestling Place are listening and give them a listen, they're covering wrestling weddings. They should also cover wrestling pregnancy storylines.
Oh God!
Because there's been a lot.
So bad.
From Beulah to that one, who else did Stephanie McMahon had one at one point, I'm sure, right?
I think so. To
Mae Young.
I was gonna say, don't forget about Gene Snitsky.
Well, exactly. That's what I want. Okay. You've unveiled my motivations. I just want the Final Wrestling Place boys to just do a whole episode about Gene Snitsky. And just analyze every aspect of Snitsky's career and put in the good place or the bad place. So the world can once and for all finally realize that Gene Snitsky is a good place Hall of Famer.
He punted a baby.
But it wasn't his fault.
Dude, that promo is one of the most laughable things I've ever seen in my life.
It's insane.
He punts the fucking baby.
Did Michael Cole get pregnant from that Heidenreich thing?
What the fuck? Listen, though, alright, now I just have to say it, because it ultimately led to Snitsky and the Heidenreich face-off, Krasinski said, "I like your poems," and Heidenreich responded, "I like what you do to babies." Doug, that's for you, buddy.
Oh, wrestling. Sorry, what a tangent.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yep.
So Taz says
This
the
is
way
where
it
we're
works
right.
around.
Taz.
Yeah. Back to my boy. Taz says that the way it works around here with regards to Darby, he'll be mincemeat real soon. Saying Brian Cage is going to whoop that ass.
Yeah.
And speaking of ass whooping, they start walking to the ring and says that we're going to put Cody on paternity leave.
And listen, I'm going to say something right now. I'm going to get a reaction out of you.
Dude.
You ready for this?
You better watch yourself.
I'm starting to buy in on Taz here.
All right.
This one clicked. I like this one. I like that. Like he was in like the denim. I like this one. So I'm buying in a little bit.
You know what? You're a little late for dinner, but hey,
right.
There's still a seat at the table for you. You're
not
earning it back. I like it.
Yeah, not since the bingo halls in 1995 when Taz handed me that baseball jersey when I was front row. Have I been this in on Taz? So
listen, when I heard Joe draft Taz, it was like one of those. I think I was driving back from lunch. I went out for a lunch break.
Yeah.
Driving back, I'm listening, and I hear he's taking Taz with Fonzie. It was like one of those where I just looked around at the world around me, and I'm like, you know what? Everything's all right. Everything's gonna be okay.
There you go.
Joe knows. But the lights go out, and then all of a sudden it starts snowing bubbles everywhere. Here comes Sting.
Yes.
That's right, Sting. The Stinger.
The Stinger.
Powerhouse Hobbs wants to whoop that ass. The people hold him back. Sting looks up in the rafters. He looks at Darby, kind of gives him a look. He looks at Cody, gives him the wink, and then goes to the back.
Yeah, that was it.
You know what? That's all Sting has to do.
I mean, I agree.
You know what? You want to know why? Because he's Sting. Okay?
I agree completely. Listen, you kind of convinced me. Sting is awesome and everybody loves him.
That's right. As they should. We go backstage. Miro, wearing one of the top 3 ugliest sweaters I've ever seen of all time.
Yeah, he does that every week.
Yeah, it's like weirdo hype beast shit, I guess. I don't know. It's stupid. I'll explain it to you one day. I know you're an old.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
That's me being genuine. I know you don't know what that shit is, so.
Yeah, no idea.
Miro gets fined $75,000. He doesn't care because he hates Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
It says it's all about numbers and likes and subscribes, and Orange Cassidy just doesn't care.
This is terrible.
It's fucking awful.
Real bad.
And then he says, "I'm gonna face Sonny Kiss on Dark next week." LOL, we don't have to watch that anymore.
Nope.
And then says on Dynamite that he's gonna they're announcing the wedding date for Kip and Penelope. And then Alex Marvez asks, "What about the people in the hospital? It's Christmas." And Miro says, "Bah humbug, it's my birthday."
Yep.
So yeah, there's that.
The Miro experiment is horrible. The whole I don't like Orange Cassidy because he doesn't care enough about ratings and like internet likes.
And likes and subscribes
is an insane thing to say on TV.
Welcome to 2020.
It is not an engaging storyline. I don't know anybody who cares. It's a rough one. They were feuding over a video game, and now they're feuding over who cares more about ratings.
Like, how could you have taken what they were already feuding over and made it worse?
I don't know. It's like a great argument for why they should have a writing team and take away some people's right to create their own storylines and gimmicks in AEW. But don't worry.
Like
TK's got big things for Miro. Don't worry. Huge plans. God.
Yeah, it's just real bad. Yeah. It's so bad. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We go to the next segment, which I was looking forward to the most. I'm sure you were as well.
Yes.
Eddie Kingston's here, and he's gonna He's going to talk about his enemies.
He's here to address his enemies, yes.
He's got a lot of problem with you people, and he's going to talk about, and he's going to air out his grievances.
Yeah.
So he's here. He looks Brooklyn as shit, wearing a Tupac hoodie and a Yankees cap off the side of his head, and Tim's.
Yes.
And then Eddie says he's got a lot of enemies, and the first person he shoots on is God.
Right.
And he says, "I'm still here. I'm still here, God." Like, just him being like, "Yeah, you know what my first problem is? God."
Right.
Oh, he's the man.
Hey, aim for the top. You know what I mean?
And then he says, the next person, Pac. He said, you're not going to be seeing him for a while. His career's done.
Right. They heard his neck.
And then,
he went back home to nurse his wounds, be with his family. Yeah.
And then Lance Archer's music hits, and he hits the ring like a fucking house of fire and just starts whooping Kingston's ass.
He does.
I kind of like that, honestly.
Yeah.
It was, all he said was Lance Archer, and boom, there he was. Like, just, all right, and like, you said my name, I have to fight you now. I thought that was pretty cool.
Right.
Butcher and Blade run out. They start beating up Archer. Out comes Phoenix and Penta. Everybody's fighting. Pac slides in. They run off Butcher, Blade, and Kingston.
Yeah.
And then Pac and Lance Archer get into each other's face.
The Pac sliding in the ring popped me huge. Like, I was not expecting it. I was like, oh shit. All right.
I love Pac. That dude, ever since he came back from his one injury in WWE and like was a heel, he has been money ever since.
Yeah.
I mean, money in everything. Like, his cruiserweight heel run was so goddamn good.
Yeah, not money enough to get a good face scan, but money otherwise.
Well, listen, some things are out of your control.
That's true.
Oh god, that face scan is so goddamn bad. Somebody said it looked like Ron Perlman from the Beauty and the Beast series.
Oh, it does a little. That could be. Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad. They did him real dirty. One thing I liked too, when Pac and Archer were standing face to face, Archer towers over him, and I was like, no, I could see Pac beating this dude's ass.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
that's how intense he is.
Yeah.
So yeah, then they all just kind of stare down Eddie and the family, and interesting. I don't know if Pac and Archer are going to go at it, or if they're going to join forces for now against Eddie. I have no idea.
They formed the Death Rhombus.
We're going from triangles to rhombuses, baby.
Right. That's how it works.
We go backstage for an interview with a fired up Dustin Rhodes.
That's right.
Dude is super pissed.
That's because dude listens to this show and he knew that we called them out, needed to address the 7 bullshit from last week.
That's right. Yeah, he talks about the 7, saying it was a bad idea then and a bad idea now.
Right.
And he's going to beat Evil Uno on his ass.
Good.
In that, 20-second promo, I was like, yeah, this is why he's one of the most underrated dudes ever.
Right. And we're only about halfway through the show here, but, the pace of this show is what I've been wanting them to hit. It's what they hit with Winter Coming. And they're still, it's in and out. It's quick little promos that are effective. The matches aren't too long, although we're only 2 matches in at this point, and 30 promos. But the pace of this show felt more of something what I wanted out of AEW. And this kind of promo is perfect. It sets up the next thing. It gives me a little bit of dust and air time, and it moves on. I'm hyped for the match. Then it's what it's supposed to do.
See, I'll say the pace was there, but I don't know about.
Oh no! I did not. I said the pace is what I wanted to see out of this program. I did not mention anything else. I will save the rest of that for the end. But the pace is what I wanted.
Yeah. Orange Cassidy comes out. He joins commentary. His headset's not plugged in.
Yep.
His mic's turned up because he is the man. We have the next match, which was supposed to be a 14-man tag.
Yes.
But then got relegated to a 12-man tag. They announced during the day, I think that's Wardlow out of fantasy. So LOL, we're pulling Brandon Cutler from the match.
So OC was never in this match at all?
No.
Okay. Poor Dragon, man.
Yeah. Well, it was funny because everybody was like, "Oh, he's the one who like publicly kind of went back at JR," and then got pulled from the match. So we have the best friends, the Varsity Blondes,
yes,
and Top Flight going up against the Inner Circle.
Yes.
This thing goes a little over 14 minutes. Inner Circle gets the win. At the end, Hager hits the F10, which was weird, and he didn't do it very well.
Well, what does he?
That's true. And then MJF blind tags in and gets the pin. Couple things about this match. Samu Guevara is so goddamn good.
That's my one thing I wanted to talk about for this whole match is that there were 12 guys in it, and Sammy looked the best. Sammy was the standout. Sammy's the guy in this match that clearly needs to be off the bigger and better things. Everything he does looks good and smooth, and he gets it. I love watching that guy.
Yeah, I think he's phenomenal in the ring. I like how when he was in the ring with Top Flight, they're talking like, oh, Sammy could battle like he's an aerial guy, but he knows he doesn't have to be. Like he could do that if he wants, but he'll beat you up too, which I thought was real cool. Top Flight, a little rough in this one.
I mean, they're young. I think they did some cool things. I think they need a little more polish, but I think it's smart to scoop them up now.
I agree. I mean, one of them's 21, the other's 19, so I definitely agree. Good to have him now. But yeah, damn, Sammy's good. That guy is so goddamn good.
Yeah.
I also very happy seeing Santana back. That dude, I think, is another one. Him and Ortiz, we've said it for a long time. They should have had the belt a long time ago.
Right. They're two guys that should have action figures. Level.
They absolutely should. I agree with that.
Yep.
Inner Circle tries to attack after the match with Top Flight, dropkicks MJF and Jericho, and they clear the ring, and the Inner Circle leaves.
Yeah.
We go to Thunder Rosa backstage, calling out Britt Baker. She's been wrestling all over the world. Last time she faced Serena Deeb, Britt got involved, so she's like, why am I gonna have to beat Britt's ass? And I don't know. It says that Britt has to have balls to say she doesn't belong here, and then does like a real bad laugh. Her promo was like a little like all over the place, I thought.
Yeah.
It was a little weird. Reba or Rebel, whatever you want to call her, comes in and says, yeah, that laugh was real bad. And then Britt beats up Thunder Rosa. I don't know why I almost called her Reby Sky. Okay. She jumps Thunder Rosa, puts her in what the hell's that move? The lockjaw or something.
Yeah.
Pours water all over her face to smear her makeup, and it's like, what are you hiding under there? And then Britt looks in the camera, wondering if the camera still works. So,
she also
furthering that along.
She also screams, "You don't belong here," to the Latino woman. Very interesting that was not second guessed or maybe thought out for a promo where you're literally jumping someone and an immigrant. I don't know if she is, but she's I would assume Mexican, and saying you don't belong here. Really good for the times. Really proud of them.
I mean, all right. So I try to detach real world stuff like that when I'm watching wrestling. I understand what you're saying. My first thought was like, yeah, she doesn't belong here because she's from the NWA. That's why she's screaming that.
I understand why she said it. But I was just like, hey, maybe you don't. There's enough mouth breathers online that will take that a different way. That I worry that it's a little, just a little tone deaf, but.
Yeah, I mean, I could see what you're saying with that. Next match, we have SCU, Kazarian and Daniels going up against The Acclaimed.
Yes, your boys.
The Acclaimed. I do enjoy them. The Acclaimed get the win over them, which I was like, hey, that's good. Keep pushing them up the card.
Yeah,
Granted, I already know.
They showcased a lot of young teams this week.
Yeah, which is good. You know, it's definitely a good thing to showcase you have young talent with old talent. That's a good mix. I think that's healthy. Acclaim get the win in like 8 minutes. Unfortunately, we already know what fateful end they're going to meet, which is definitely being beat by the Young Bucks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because afterwards, they call out the Young Bucks a little bit, and I don't know. Ugh. Listen, dude, I like the Acclaimed. I really do. I think they have a lot of potential. I think Hot Shot at this fast is a little weird, and it's just like going to be another notch in the belt for the Bucks.
Yeah, well, of course
which
it
sucks
is.
because then you beat the Acclaimed and then they go back down the card. When I've actually been enjoying them. So
yeah,
match was okay. Seeing Christopher Daniels out there, he's cool. I like CD.
Frankie Kazarian rapping was weird. Don't do that again.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
that was certainly a thing that happened.
Yeah, don't do that anymore.
We go backstage. Top Flight gets some promo time, which they challenged MJF and Jericho, and then said they could accept or run like two little bitches.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's work on that promos there, kids. I know you're young, but damn. Match 5, Ivelisse and Diamante. Remember them when they won the women's tag team tournament?
They tell us about it every week.
Going up against Big Swole and Serena Deeb.
Yeah.
This match goes 9 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Started right at 9:30.
Yeah, Deeb and Swole get the win, and I didn't care.
I like the finish. I like Swole had her like cloverleaf on. One of the other two, I don't remember. And like the one that's in it from the Sicaria flips off Swole, so she like steps on her head and knees in her back and like really wrenches the cloverleaf, and then she taps. So I like that, sort of aspect of it, but otherwise I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah, it was just like a throwaway for me.
Yep.
Nyla Rose and Vicky Guerrero jump Swole and Deeb. Vicky Guerrero, let's not get involved in throw kicks because yikes, they were bad.
Well,
Red Velvet comes out with a chair to save them. So, listen, I get you gotta do something with your women's division.
Mm-hmm.
You have to build your women's division. But did they even mention Sheeta or Abaddon on this show?
Not at all.
Good job. And I also like that this is every week they're, hey, it's 9:30, women's match, AEW heels. Remember that thing?
Why?
This is the only time we're able to talk about it.
I was excited, not excited, but I was like, oh, cool, 9:30 spot, but at least there's going to be 4 women on the card instead of 2. It's still one match, but at least they're increasing, the amount of women who get visibility on the show. But you're doing all this stuff without your women's champ. That's who you should be getting over. That's who you should be making a big deal about. Having Sheeta as champ, where she just shows up every 3 weeks to fight whoever comes out of whatever program you try and pump out of one segment a week, does not make her look good or strong. She just shows up. It doesn't do anything. Build the division well, including your champion. That's what you should be doing.
Yeah, I agree with you. Best friends cut a promo backstage saying, the war between them and Santana and Ortiz will never be over, which I think that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But they want to talk to Miro because Miro ruined Orange Cassidy's life last week by Orange Cassidy not being able to win a ring, and said, yeah, we're excited for the wedding. Can't wait.
Yeah.
We have another promo.
I could wait. I
certainly could. FTR comes to the announce table, and they're upset. Yeah. They say, does tag team wrestling even matter? And this is how I feed my family, and if you threaten us, then we're going to take you out. And then Tully yells at everybody and says, fear the revelation. Yeah.
You got all that out of this promo?
I mean, I can't tell you anything that they said.
Yeah, because all I heard was
Like,
static from giant fat bald baby, just yelling into a microphone too loud, so it was just causing all this like reverb and feedback. It was terrible.
yeah, it just seems like one of those. Hey, we gotta force this in here real quick.
You would think if they would teach him how to use a microphone. I mean, he's been in wrestling on TV long enough in both companies that he would know how to use a microphone and cut a promo. But I guess that doesn't matter either.
Yeah, I don't know. Main event time. Joey Janela going up against Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
This was originally supposed to happen in the AEW title tournament, but Janela, I don't know if he had COVID or whatnot. That got canceled. So this is a return match, no disqualification. If Janela wins, then he gets a future title shot.
Yes.
I loved when Omega was making his entrance. Joey just waffled him with a trash can.
Yeah.
I loved Callis wanting to call the mic and Tony telling him to kiss his ass.
Right.
So
I thought
Callis just gets a house mic.
Right. Looking at this match, I thought like, all right, 10 minutes left with when Kenny makes his entrance. I'm like, this is where we get the TNA payoff. I was like, this, if they're going to do it, that's why this match is so short. Like, Janela will win to get that title shot at Kenny down the road through some sort, impact interference. Didn't happen. Wishful thinking on my part that they would even mention Impact or Kenny's involvement on Impact at all on this show.
Yeah, because they didn't do them any favors, and the whole time they were just like, "Yeah, hey, Impact sucks."
Impact sucks.
They didn't mention what happened on Impact with Kenny,
not
which
at
I
all.
thought like that was kind of lame.
Yeah.
They probably should mention what's happening. Mention Rich Swann by name.
Right.
Mention the Motor City Machine Guns by name. Listen, people aren't stupid. Like, if you're tuning into AEW, you probably know who the Motor City Machine Guns are.
Right.
Just a hunch, you might know who they are. Even if you want to say Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns, people know those names.
Just promote your gimmick. Like, this was supposed to be a big deal, and you're not mentioning it. It just screams like Omega's trying to do Callis a favor for his to get him over with the TV company or something.
And I understand, like, AEW's real mad at what happened with the main event and all that shit. And maybe, like, they don't want to give Impact promotion because they feel that they're beneath them. So storyline wise, I get that. I totally understand that. But maybe you might just want to say, like, yeah, Kenny showed up on Impact every Tuesday night at 8:00 on Access TV.
Right.
And, people you can watch their Twitch as well.
Yeah.
Just like, listen, it doesn't take a long time to plug it.
Yeah.
Just say it. That's all.
Impact, that's all they talk about. And even on Twitch, they have like this woman who hosts, I think it's Brian Cage's wife, actually, who hosts the commercial breaks when you're watching on Twitch. And one of the funniest things that happened was she asked for like people to like post like what are your dream matches for AEW versus Impact, and somebody mentioned like Abaddon versus Rosemary, only the woman hosting said, "Oh yeah, Abandoned versus Rosemary, that'd be a great match." And I was like, all right, good, yeah, you guys really care. And then someone in the comments called her douchey, and she was like, "I'm douchey," and then they like cut back to Impact, which is really funny. But
that is kind of funny.
It is really funny. But interesting. But I did like this Omega Janela thing. I thought it was a fun little disaster.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah.
I loved Callis on the house mic. I loved when Omega got the mic and was just talking shit.
I just thought it was fun. Just do something different.
Dude.
Because I sure as hell don't want to see I don't want to see Omega versus Janela like in an actual match.
No, God,
I want to see them do stupid shit.
This
is what I got.
The leg drop through the table from Janela.
Yeah.
I mean, it went less than 7 minutes, and like they jammed it in. I thought it was it was fun. It was really good.
Yeah.
It made Omega look like ruthless, kind of.
Right.
Which is showing that side of him again, which is good.
He did a double stomp onto a garbage can.
Oh,
I just want to say it's not as good as the double stomp with someone inside a garbage can, but that's fine. Just like the moonsault while holding the garbage can isn't as cool as just the dive while you're wearing the garbage can. But
it's very true.
Whatever
Still
you,
cool, but
whatever
not
you want
cool.
to be. Not as cool, yeah.
Yeah. Callis grabs the mic after the match, says there's no more questions for the champ. Pac shows up, and I'm thinking, oh, baby, give me Pac Omega.
Mm-hmm.
Penta and Ray comes out. Pac says they have unfinished business and says they're here to address injustice. They looks at Ray Phoenix and says, this man never got his shot. Callis responds and says, let me give you a little bit of advice, kid. You don't tell the world champ what to do. Pac's like, oh, well, that's where you're wrong. Tony Khan already sanctioned this. And 2 weeks from now, Kenny versus Ray Phoenix for the AEW title.
Right. That should be
That's
fun.
going to be a banger.
Yeah, absolutely.
I absolutely think that's going to be a banger. I'm all about it. So that was Dynamite.
That's it. That was all of it.
Let's get into NXT. You ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. So, first match, Johnny Gargano and an actual scumbag going up against Kushida and Leon Ruff.
Yeah.
It goes 13.5 minutes. Gargano gets the win. I just didn't care.
Yeah, me either.
When Redacted's in there, I don't care. I don't.
I watched this match. I didn't fast forward through it.
It completely takes me out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love
thought
Kushida.
Like maybe they would set something up. Yeah, and I was just about to say I thought maybe they would set something up with Kushida and Gargano, but they really didn't. So
no, they just gave Redacted the rub. That's all.
Yeah,
and I'm not interested.
Nope, not at all. He's on TV and I get taken right out of it.
Yeah.
Things I am interested in though. Dexter Lumis sitting on podiums.
It's true.
With easels in front of him.
With an easel with a iPad on it.
Listen, he's an artist, but he's technologically savvy.
That's fantastic. Good for him.
A vignette runs for Tony and Rhea, just kind of recapping their history from NXT UK because that was a thing.
Yeah.
Because they have a match tonight, and then Shotzi gets interviewed about facing Indy Hartwell. And Shotzi says that her war against Candice is far from over.
Yeah.
So hell yeah. I love Shotzi. Next match, we have Tommaso Ciampa going up against Tyler Rust.
Tommaso
Ciampa wins in 12 minutes.
He does. It's a long match to give this new guy, this Tyler Rust character.
So, do you know anything about Tyler Rust?
I looked up a little bit about him. I saw that he was in Kaientai Dojo for a little while in Japan.
Mm-hmm. And so he was working on that New Japan Strong show that they do on Friday nights.
Oh, was he? Okay.
On New Japan World. Yeah. I think his name is Press Taylor, I want to say.
Okay.
So, 12.5 minutes, I thought this was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I thought, it was a good showcase for him against a guy who is pretty universally liked. At least for his in-ring ability, and it wasn't a squash or anything at all. I thought it was a really good match. The stuff that I was the least interested in this match was the Thatcher stuff, because I was like, although I like what they're doing with Thatcher and Ciampa, I was like, I kind of just want to watch these guys wrestle a little bit. Yeah,
because Ciampa came out with the shirt and the chair and waited on the ramp, and then Thatcher came and took his chair away or whatever. And then when Ciampa was walking back up the ramp, he wiped the sweat off his brow with Thatcher's shirt and threw it.
Right.
And Thatcher came out and confronted him. They had a little pull apart. But yeah, the match itself, I thought was good. Ciampa gave him a lot. You know what I mean? He let him get his shit in, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then they run a vignette for the Grizzled Young Vets. Yawn. They run a vignette for Karrion Kross.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We come back from commercial. Malcolm Bivens, he comes out and he tells him, listen, you're a star. You got to pick yourself up. And then in one of the most violent acts I've ever seen in my life, Tyler Rust obliterated Malcolm Bivens' fist with that fist bump.
That's true.
Which I was laughing so hard because Bivens tweeted out and one of the dudes from the Street Profits is like, yo, I know your hand hurts after that. And then I think it was Dakota Kai tweeted at him today, "Are you okay?" Like,
yeah.
oh, it was so funny seeing that online. But Bivens and listen, I can get behind Bivens and Tyler Rust.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
absolutely.
We got to build Bivens Enterprises back up at any cost,
Yeah,
goddammit.
just take just at any sort of pre-taped live event, just take Tyler Rust's phone away from him. So
confiscate phones.
Yeah, so he can't take any photos and post them prematurely and ruin 3 people's careers in the process.
Oh my god. What were those dudes' names? Do you remember?
Toka and Razor? I don't remember.
Wasn't it the Authors of Pain?
No, that was the Snapping Turtle and the Wolf from Teenage Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
Because I know one of the dudes from Jesus Christ, it was one of the dudes from Authors of Pain. His name was Razor.
Oh, well, close enough. I don't remember. I know they were Indu Share though. That was the tag name, but I don't remember their individual names.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And I like those dudes too. I thought they had a good look, and could have maybe debuted a little too early, but I doubt we'll see them again.
It's gonna be a long ass time.
Yeah.
Dexter Loomis is still drawing because he's a caricature artist.
Yes.
And he draws the New Year's Evil logo. January 6th, New Year's Evil. Next match ties into New Year's Evil because it's an NXT title match. Or not NXT title match, excuse me, number 1 contenders match for the NXT title.
Yeah.
Kyle O'Reilly versus Pete Dunne.
Mm-hmm.
So when I saw earlier in the night that this was announced, I said, oh, baby, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
And then I got more excited because when they were coming out, the announcer said, during this match, we will have no commercial interruption.
What a lie.
Yeah. I said, let's go. I am ready. You're going to give me these dudes for 20 minutes, and I can't wait. And during the match, they lion sacks of shit that they are. They lied through their teeth.
They did.
Because they're going, oh, we have to go picture in picture. And I immediately screamed. I was so mad. God damn it. Matches like this is where TV wrestling throws me off because this is a match I need to see the whole damn thing.
Yeah. When you could, you just had to watch it on a little tiny square.
And listen to like commercials about, I don't know, yogurt or something.
Right.
Kind of want yogurt now. During the beginning of the match, Killian Dane shows up to beat up Bertrand Lorcan, which I thought was cool. And then Roddy and Adam Cole join in and they start beating them up as well. And then Breezango fucking comes out of nowhere and Fandango jumps over the top rope and they're all brawling and the whole damn time Dunn and O'Reilly did not stop staring at each other.
Right. Dude,
I was so fired up. Right there. I was like, this is great. This is amazing. I love this already. It reminded me of like the Crow Cop Vanderlei Silva stare down from Pride, which was just the only time Vanderlei Silva's lost a stare down.
Sure.
Oh man, it was just, I love that everything was happening and they're just like, yeah, we don't care. Like we're going to kill each other.
Yeah.
And kill each other they did.
Yeah.
This match goes about 23 minutes. Kyle O'Reilly is your new number 1 contender.
Yeah.
For the NXT title. Run that shit back, B. We're getting Balor O'Reilly too.
Do you think O'Reilly has it in his contract that he has to bust every opponent's mouth open?
Dude, I love it so much. I love, dude, like and I know I've talked about it before where I get a little critical of the BJJ incorporation into pro wrestling.
Yeah.
These two did it right though.
Yeah.
Lots of counters, lots of sweeps. They actually did it right, as opposed to, hey, I know a triangle lock, so I'm just going to do that. They did it right, I thought.
Hey, you leave you leave Taker Care of Business out of this.
Oh, god damn him. Yeah, the old Taker Plata. Dude, I love this match. I thought it was so good.
I thought it was really good too. I liked it a lot. My favorite thing on it though was the finish. Because of the way Dunn sells it, he takes the finish and it's right by the ropes, so he sells into the center of the ring. It's perfect.
Dude, and like O'Reilly looked like he murdered him with the knee too.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely. Right, to the back of the head. Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. I thought they beat the hell out of each other. These are two guys where as soon as these groups started interacting, what did we say? Okay, can't wait for O'Reilly and Dunn. And and here it is. I know that they had the ladder match, which felt weird for those two to have a ladder match. This is what I was waiting for.
Yeah.
This is what I love. My style of wrestling. It's just right up my alley. Hard hitting. Mat work I thought was super crisp. Nothing looked like there was no like botches or anything. Super smooth.
Yeah.
Like the ending of the match, there was like a lot of drama. It could have went either way.
Mm-hmm.
God, I love this match so much. So my question is, and I can't think of it right now of anything better. Like, what do you think? There's been a better TV match this year? I can't think of any.
I mean, completely different, but it's still, I think, probably my favorite TV match of the whole year was the parking lot fight on AEW.
Okay. I could roll with that.
Completely different kind of match, almost incomparable, but I loved that parking lot fight. So, but other than that,
okay.
I don't know.
Answer.
Yeah, I don't know. Other than that, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. This match fired me up so much. I loved it. We go backstage. Rhea Ripley's interviewed about Raquel Gonzalez and says, as for Tony, she's a different Rhea now, and you're still a piece of trash.
Right.
We go to our weekly Boa Zia Lee torture
your Asian stars segment.
Yeah, Zaya just beats the shit out of Boa.
Listen, I've been saying for weeks that like I think they should make Zaya this striker because she's an actual trained martial artist. She puts a lot of training videos up and she, hits hard and is good at it. So I was like, and her when she was in the Mae Young Classic, that's what you saw was her being just a badass. So she should just be in the ring and be a badass striker and make her like terrifying from that angle. This wasn't the way I would have recommended they get that over.
Yeah, I don't know where this is going. I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah, I don't. Hey, if you're one of the two people we know who enjoy this, for whatever reason that may be,
it's funny because it's two very different reasons.
It is two very different reasons. You go right ahead and enjoy yourself. You do you, partner.
Next match we have Indy Hartwell versus Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah.
It only goes 4 minutes.
Do you know why it only goes 4 minutes?
Well, and I was going to comment about this. Now I know why Indy was not in the War Games match.
Yep.
Yeah. Homegirl needs some work.
Yep. And doing it on TV against one of your biggest stars when Shotzi is not the way to do it.
No, it certainly isn't. Shotzi wins after after Indy hits Shotzi with the trophy. Referee calls for the bell.
Yeah.
Candice hits Shotzi they beat her up in the ring afterwards, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Was like maybe not even a minute in, I go, oh, okay, now I know why she wasn't in it.
Makes sense.
Because
yeah.
Hey, Bronson Reed's back next week.
All right. Colossal.
That's right. A certain tan referee, you better hide your fucking ass, sir.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh man, I would love it. Next match, we have Desmond Troy going up against the returning Karrion Kross.
Yes.
Didn't know Kross was going to work. Kind of surprised.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he barely worked because it was a
yeah.
homeboy doesn't get paid by the hour. That's for sure.
Right, you got to knock that ring rust off,
Yeah, 1 minute, Saito suplex, rear naked choke. See you later, pal. Kross is in the mic into the camera afterwards, and I don't know. He says like a kind of cool line. I don't remember what it was, so it must not have been that cool. But it was just like, "Hey, Damian Priest, like your ass belongs to me" or something. Yeah. So, all right,
I can do another squash match. I'm good with that.
Yeah, you want to see that being a squash as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you want it to be like when Cross wrestled Ciampa for the first time and just beat the shit out of him?
Yes. For real.
All right, good. Isaiah Scott gets interviewed, and he's like wearing a suit this week.
Yeah.
Says people are blowing things out of proportion between him and Atlas, but then says, you know what, next week, Atlas, I'll give you a rematch. So
Yeah, he doesn't like losing.
That's gonna happen. Yeah, I don't know anybody who does. Speaking of people that don't lose, here comes Everrise, baby.
That's right.
You know why? Because they rule.
They rule. Because it was an unfair situation.
Listen, they talk about last week. They went to corporate. The loss is officially stricken from the record book. The winning streak is on, and they're coming for Goldberg. God damn it, I love Everrise.
I hope that there's a story one day of Everrise and Goldberg getting into it, like backstage, for real.
Oh, Jesus. Like Riddle did?
Yes, exactly. That's what I want.
Dude, Everrise is the best. They rule.
They're amazing.
Everybody wants a taste, that's for sure.
You want a shot? What did he say to the interviewer? He yelled at her something.
Oh, something like I'll fight you right now.
Yeah, he's like, you're going to take a swing? You want to swing?
Yeah, take a swing.
Yeah.
God. They're so good. I love those guys.
They really
are. Dexter Loomis finishes his drawing, and he's the host of New Year's Evil.
That's interesting. Listen, I love Loomis, but that dude don't talk. So.
Yo, listen, I want him to come out like just completely like over the top host.
Okay.
I want like pastel suits. I want him like, I don't know, doing cartwheels. I want Johnny B. Bad glitter cannon shooting off everywhere.
Okay.
I want Johnny B. Bad there. Just make him the new Johnny B. Bad. How about that?
I want him to come out with like the Bob Barker microphone, but never use it.
Oh, that'd be so good. Finn Balor promo airs, says that Kyle broke his jaw, but he still couldn't beat him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says it's not Finn versus Kyle 2, it's Finn versus Kyle, the end.
Yeah.
So,
great.
There you go. And then they confirm Priest versus Cross as well for New Year's Evil in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Main event time. Rhea Ripley.
Yes.
Going up against Toni Storm. This goes about 14 minutes.
Yeah.
There's a little interference there from Raquel Gonzalez.
Yeah. Oh, and what did she do?
Timing a little bit.
Well, that's all right.
But she catches Rhea off the apron and she gives her the old snake eye.
That's right.
She throws her like Kevin Nash threw Rey Mysterio, like a lawn dart.
Like a lawn dart.
Oh, like every week, like part of me, part of me is like, someone's listening.
Right?
Someone hears us.
Hey.
We put that energy out into the universe and it's getting picked up.
Right. It's either somebody's listening or we know wrestling and we know what's put asses in seats and what works on a wrestling program, and sometimes they line up with the writers that NXT has.
Yeah, and what puts asses in seats? Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash. Puts all the asses in all the seats.
Remember that time when he put 80,000 asses in seats in Madison Square Garden?
I didn't know that Madison Square Garden held 80,000. It
did that night. Toni Storm gets the win. Hits the Storm Zero, which is the Tiger Driver.
Yes.
And, yeah. Toni Storm gets the win over Rhea. What do you think of the match?
I liked it. I like the heels working together. And honestly, I'm really glad that Toni won.
I am too, and I'm very happy you said that.
Because I like Rhea, but I don't need Rhea in that going after that belt right now.
Agreed.
They did it too much. They messed it up the first time. Now's not the time again for her. Let's put Toni in there. Let's see who else we got. You know, Toni beat Rhea for the UK title when they decided they were going to move Rhea over to regular NXT. So let's look at Toni Storm EO. That's a better match right now at this current time.
And I still think and don't forget, Toni Storm still has beef with Ember.
Right.
So again, NXT Women's Division, everything interweaves,
yes.
and I love it.
Yeah.
Everybody has beef with everybody. I think it's cool. I don't know if and I said this last week, I don't know if I want to see Rhea versus Raquel again so fast.
Yeah.
It definitely looks like they're going that way.
They are.
But here's the thing. If Rhea wins this feud, I really don't know anything that's truly left for her in NXT.
Right.
If you have Raquel beat her and send a message by beating her, it doesn't have to be quick, but beat her up pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
Turns Raquel into an absolute monster. Rhea, thanks for your time here. Go up to the main roster and take that over.
Right.
That's if it was my show, that's where I'd be booking it.
That's me too. I mean, the main show is still missing Charlotte. They're missing Becky and gonna be for a while. Rhea can fill that hole. She can fill that gap, and she's done everything in NXT. Let's get her out of there.
Yeah, there's really nothing left. I mean, unless you want to turn her heel and turn her and Raquel Gonzalez into the new skyscrapers.
I wouldn't complain. Well, I would complain because that would mean the end of the dudettes with attitudettes. But I'm there for it.
No, but then Dakota Kai could take the role of Teddy Long.
Okay. I mean, it's a downgrade, but I'll take it.
Teddy Long is no downgrade, sir. But
listen,
yeah, that was
I think making Raquel on your way out is the best thing they can do.
I totally agree with you. I really do. Do I feel she's there already? Probably. Let's put it over the top, though.
Right.
Put her over Rhea. Have her challenge Io for the strap. I think that's the way to go.
Agreed.
But yeah, that was the end of NXT.
That was it.
So I'm going to ask you the questions.
Ask away.
Match from each show, match overall, and show overall.
All right. AEW is going to get Janela Omega. I can talk about this at the end of this little piece here, but AEW had a show that I enjoyed, but I did not have a standout wrestling match. I like the Kingston stuff a lot. I like some of the other segments, but overall, kind of a meh show. But so the little 7-minute crazy garbage can thing with Janelle and Omega, it was my top. NXT gives me O'Reilly and Dunn because it hit the right spots. There shouldn't have been those commercial breaks, but they worked through it. That's my match for NXT. Also my match of the night. And my show of the night is NXT because NXT just had a much more complete show. And I know we say it all the time on here. We kind of fly through NXT when we're talking about it. But I think it's because we tend not to break down the matches move for move and go through all the sort of details of the match. We want to let you know what was good, what wasn't, what we liked, what we didn't. And AEW tends to take more time because they do more bullshit. There's more out of the ring stuff. There's more meandering. And while I like their pace this week, there was a ton of stuff that wasn't in ring. NXT gives you more in ring and generally higher quality in ring, not always, but most of the time. So we're a little faster going through NXT every week. But they're my show of the night because the wrestling was much more solid, and their out of the ring stuff was good also. But AEW I thought was sort of a middle ground AEW show. Well, this was a pretty good NXT show, not a great one, but a pretty good NXT show. How about you, pal?
I'm going across the board as well.
Okay.
Janela Omega,
Mm-hmm.
O'Reilly Dunn, which I can't rave about enough. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. It's so goddamn good. And then I'm gonna go NXT again as well. AEW, it definitely felt like you said a middle road show.
Mm-hmm.
Not much. I mean, I'm happy Pac's back. The Kingston stuff was cool.
Right.
But the main event was good. But yeah, I gotta go NXT. I thought they had one great match, one really good match. Nothing offensive backstage. Again, not happy about Redacted being on the show.
Right.
Definitely takes me out of it a bit, but that didn't hamper anything else on the show for me. So I'm gonna go NXT as well.
All right, pal. Well, totals on that. puts our season 2 I'm at 26 for AEW and 23 for NXT, and you are at 24 for AEW and 25 for NXT. And overall, I am at season 1 and 2 combined. I am at 29 for AEW and 32 for NXT, and you are at 28 for AEW and 33 for NXT. So overall, we're pretty neck and neck on. Since the war started, NXT's got the better of AEW, although it is a very tight race. Season 2, we're a little different, but not much. Again, like a little 2-point swing in one direction or the other there. According to season 2, my pants are 2 wins shittier than yours.
Jesus.
Other than that, what the people thought, that's what matters. It doesn't. AEW pulled an 806,000. So they were sniffing around 1 million, and they got a couple segments over 1 million last week, but overall they were at 995. So they had a pretty big drop off, 190 or so drop off thousand. And NXT got a 766. So they lost. They lost by about 50,000, or no, 40,000. Sorry, I don't know math. By about 40,000 viewers, but they gained over 100,000. So good for them. It's a loss head to head, but I think it's a gain for NXT. I think probably last week more people jumped to watch AEW to see what was going on with all the Kenny and Impact stuff, and then they did not stick around this week for it. And things are settling. That's actually a pretty good showing. That's NXT's best showing since October. So good for them.
Yeah, I wonder what the swing was in the viewers. I wonder why. I don't know.
Who knows? I can tell you that AEW is going to stay on top as long as they have Sting on TV. That I can tell you.
You would think so. It is kind of like strange, the dichotomy right now where, and Trevor Dame pointed this out on Twitter. Follow Trevor Dame. He's one of my favorite accounts to follow. Where the TVs anymore, it's like every couple weeks it's like a big name show.
Yeah.
Or like a big name event.
Right.
And they're not really focusing on like pay-per-views that much. And it's like, okay, is this just the climate now where we're just worried about TV and not like big payoff matches on pay-per-views? Like, is this wrestling now? You know what I mean? Like, because the old model was you build it up on TV and blow it off at the pay-per-view. That's where, this is where you talk them into the building or you talk them into buying the show was always, pay-per-view. Well, and that was what your TVs were for.
I wonder if
now,
a lot of
like that's changed.
I wonder if COVID has caused that sort of, they understand people aren't looking to drop big bucks on a lot of things, so put it on TV.
And it could be. Yeah, it could be.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, I just I thought that was an interesting point that he brought up though.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But yeah, that was it for the week there, pal.
That's it. I'm gonna get into plugs, and we can get the hell out of here and enjoy our snowed-in selves.
Oh yeah.
So if you're listening to us for the first time, we're the Wednesday Night War Podcast at Wednesday War Pod on Twitter, Wednesday Night War Podcast on Instagram. I posted 3 things there total. Wednesday Night War Pod at Gmail. If you want to email the show, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, tell us how we're doing. Tell me why you think Matt Hardy is a good idea. Not even just wrestling.
Tell me why.
Just as a whole. Just, is Matt Hardy a good idea, wrestling or otherwise? Wednesday Night War Podcast.com and pwponderings.com. If you're new to the show, chances are you're finding us through PW Ponderings. Welcome. We're excited to have you. Give us a shout out, give us a like on Twitter, let us know you're listening, and we'd love to hear from you. We love interacting with everybody. So if you're hearing us for the first time through PW Ponderings, thank you, and we'd love to hear from you. We're also available on the soon to be named network, soon-to-be-named-network.com, at STBN Network on Twitter. Those are our friends. That is our podcast home, the guys who brought us to the game. And there is a plethora of other shows there as well. Longbox Heroes, At Odds with Wrestling, Profane Argument, Final Wrestling Place, Puzzle Warriors 3, and the greatest podcast to ever go on hiatus, Porch Talk. Give them all a listen if you like comic books, if you like wrestling. If you need to brush up on your comic books like Brett clearly does, you can listen to Longbox Heroes. Other than that, outside of the Sumi Name Network, we got the Pod That Dreaded Sundown at Pod Sundown. They are our friends. They talk about horror movies and collecting horror movie things. And Cinema Vertigogo at Cinema Vertigogo. There is also, and I missed the old looking it up here, the A Show podcast, which I don't know the social media for that one, but that's where Joe Sposto showed up and drafted his ECW 1995 card, and I will be on there in a few weeks' time drafting, but I will not tell you what I will be drafting. So I'll retweet them. You can find them. I apologize to Matt and Chris for not having that ready, but they both know how bad I am at this, so they should excuse it. Personally, if you want to reach out to either one of us, I'm at the Dooge, TheDooge, on Twitter. And you can talk to me about wrestling and how milk chocolate sucks and dark chocolate is so much better.
Yo, that's the best take you've had in a long time, my friend.
Thanks, pal. That is a
not
long.
That you have,
well,
not that you have bad takes, but
I have the occasional bad take.
That one stood out for me.
Yeah.
I like that one because that's the truth.
Listen, I've been a dark chocolate truther my whole life. Milk chocolate stinks. Dark chocolate all the way. I like a good 72 to 80% on the dark chocolate there. You get I'll embrace a 90 every now and then, but a little too bitter. 72 to 80 is that perfect amount of sweetness, perfect amount of chocolate balance. Milk chocolate, get the hell out of here. Hershey, PA, get going.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go.
Right.
I'm fired up now.
Good.
I'm ready to run through a wall.
Good. Do it. Where can they find you though, pal?
So, if you want to talk to me on Twitter, if you want to revisit Tyler the Creator's album from last year, Igor, which I've just become obsessed with again because it's so good. If you want to talk to me about coffee, if you want to talk to me about the Jesus Twins, because I can't get over them because somebody said ubiquitous last night on AEW, and immediately I'm like, oh, Jesus Twins, I am the innovator of music. I don't know, dude, that Twitter account, Mongo and Friends, has been killing it with the Tajiri gifts lately.
Yep.
So if you want to talk to me about Tajiri, let's do that.
Do you want to see Tajiri skip a folding chair off a table right into the front row of an ECW show?
Like, while you're saying that, I'm literally watching it.
There you go.
It's just the coolest thing ever. God damn it.
He gives a little thumbs up to the guy in the front just to make sure he eat a fucking chair.
Well, yeah, because the first one he throws and the guy stands up and flips him off. So Tajiri throws another one and cracks him right in the face.
Right.
I love Tajiri so much. He's the man. But I'm at BrettXEdge570. If you want to holler at me. And then so there's some things going on this weekend. So first, I will talk about on independentwrestling.tv, Jerry's Internet Wrestling Emporium. The only new show they have is on Saturday. Limitless Wrestling, the 2020 Vacation Land Cup, tournament style. I'm looking through here, seeing if I recognize any names. The Sea Stars, they were on Impact last week.
Okay.
Lee Moriarty, they're going to be crowning a new Limitless World Champion. So that's your thing, Saturday, 7 o'clock. You could tune into that. Sunday, and this is going to tie in, Sunday they're premiering the wrestling portion from the Every Time I Die show at Buffalo River Works.
Okay.
From 2017, where I just happened to be there.
Oh.
I was at that show when I went up for Buffalo's Every Time I Die's 10th season celebration that they do up in Buffalo.
Was that the one that Life of Agony played?
No, Life of Agony did not play that one. But Vane played. Obviously, Every Time I Die played. I forget who else played. Oh, 18 Visions played, and it was sick. Real good time. But they did wrestling beforehand. And there were certain matches as Braxton Sutter versus Sami Callihan, a.k.a., the Blade. Allie versus Sienna, a.k.a. the Bunny. Josh Barnett, Tim Thatcher, which I remember was actually really good. The whole time, like, I'm nerding out over wrestling, and this is before, like, Chuck got into it.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of looking at me, and I'm just like, sorry guys, like, this is my shit. You could see a very lean The Butcher on this show before he was The Butcher. Brody King, who's on the show, which is also going to tie into things this weekend. But if you want to watch that, that's Sunday at 7 o'clock, the premiere from Did the Season 2017. I was there. It was a good time. Lots of fun. Saturday, also, or this weekend, of course. Saturday, Every Time I Die, featuring The Butcher, Andy Williams. If you're into this thing, they're doing their, like a live stream, like a lot of bands are doing right now to, kind of give you entertainment. Right. That's going to be online. I don't know the exact website or anything, but Saturday, I'm assuming that's what I'm going to be doing with my Saturday night, is watching that. If you're into Every Time I Die and funny shit, you'll probably want to tune in because that's going to be really good. But Friday night, tomorrow night, well, you're going to be listening to this on Friday, so tonight, Ring of Honor Final Battle in the main event, Brody King challenging Roosh for the ROH title. Okay. Brody King, one of the good guys. Kind of interested in that, so I think I'll be tuning in to that tonight. And I believe that's on Fight TV.
Okay.
That's more wrestling. Yeah. Hey, man. I try to support what I can and try to support people that I know are good people. So, if you're interested in any of that stuff, let me know if you watch it. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you don't like it. Let's just talk some goddamn wrestling.
I mean, what else could anybody possibly ask for?
Listen, man. When I had those 3 shows going last Saturday, I'm like, you know what? This is all right. I'm kind of all right with this. But yeah, that's all I got.
All right, pal. Well, I missed you this week.
Oh, that was adorable.
It's weird. It's weird being away again and talking over a computer. But
yeah, I mean it sucks.
But it's reasonable. we'll get there. I get it. But next week we'll be back to normal, pal. So until then,
sure will.
Thanks for listening.
We definitely will. Yeah, and
that's all I got, pal. Hit your stuff.
I will. Pro wrestling. Let's go.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.
Knock it off, nerds!